Good afternoon. How's everybody doing today? I'm going to cook something that I love and enjoy doing. You hear me, I said love. Uh, Earlier for lunch today we had some buttered drip biscuits. And we had Polish sausage and eggs along with it. And I got mad with myself. I said, shoot, I could have made up some sausage gravy. So we got some of the biscuits left over. So my afternoon meal is going to be sausage and gravy. First ingredient on this in any recipe has got to be love. Got to be love. If you don't love what you're doing, then just don't even mess with it. My daughter makes killer spaghetti. She, when she was in college, she had friends that made it here and there, and she could get an idea from one person, get an idea from one family, and anyway, she put it all together and come up with her own little recipe, and it is killer. My grandkids will argue with you about it. I tell my grandkids, I'm going to cook spaghetti. I said, how come I ain't going to cook spaghetti? Because Aunt Melanie's is better. But when my daughter wants to cook it, man, it's out of this world. When she's not in the mood, after she done promised that she was going to make some spaghetti, make it sauce from scratch, if she's not in the mood, it doesn't taste very well. And if you push her into a corner and say, look now, you done said that you was going to make it, now get in there and make it. And boy, I tell you what's true. It's good, but I wish we had just left her alone. Same recipe, cooked 3 different times, and it's 3 different ways. It's crazy how that does. But love is the main ingredient on anything, and that's what the world needs now more than ever, is love. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to scramble this up, fry it up, brown it up, and I may take some of that grease out, and I may not. I don't know just yet until I get it all browned up. My dad called this SOS. Well, no, I called it SOS. My dad said, no, it's not SOS, son. SOS is made with hamburger, and creamed beef is made with corned beef brisket, shredded up corned beef brisket. So there you go, live and learn. All right, while this is frying up, I'm going to add maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon, maybe, of red pepper flakes into that, because this is a mild sausage. And put it in now, and it'll the flavor will intensify. You can do the same thing with black pepper now. Don't get me wrong. You put some black pepper off over in some grease and let it saute, and you just about can't eat it. It's so hot. Okay, when I get that browned up, we'll continue. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story. Now we're talking about gravy and doing gravy. My uncle told me this. He told it to be true. Now, knowing my uncle like I know my uncle, it got a 50-50 chance on being right. Mama didn't deny it anyway. Let's put it like that. He said they were so poor when they were growing up that they could at night look through the ceiling and count the stars, and during the day they can count the chickens through the floor, and when it rained the floor never got wet. Grandma would make shadow gravy all the time. I said, what is shadow gravy? He said, it's where you where she would take either a piece of ham or a pork chop and tie it to a string and hang it on the tie it to the single light fixture above the dining room table, and she would swing that piece of meat back and forth, causing a shadow on the wall. And you would take your biscuit or your toast, and you would sop that shadow, and that was your gravy for the day. Get that shadow on the wall. I swear, good old uncle. And I wonder where I get my BS degree from. All right, I've taken some of that grease out, about half of it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons, and I'm just guessing at this now. Don't call the food police on me now. About 2 tablespoons, give or take. And I want to cook that off. And I want to incorporate that with the sausage and the grease. And I'll cook it just for a few minutes until I get a nutty scent, a nutty flavor, if you will. You can smell it. I mean, I'm not an experienced chef. I'm just an old dump cook. I just dump stuff in a pot and just keep adding stuff till it turns out right. Kind of like a BS degree. You tell a story and you keep adding stuff to it until the BS turns out just right. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I can tell it's getting pretty close. You look down in the bottom. I got my flame on a medium heat when I added the flour on there, but you can tell it's getting close when you move the meat around and you see the grease kind of looks like thin, milky color. That's when you know it's about ready to add milk. You know what? I just saw something. Y'all see? Hold on a minute. Y'all hold on a minute. All right, you see that shadow? See that shadow? See that biscuit? Right in that shadow. Get it right in that shadow. Get you some of that shadow gravy. I guess my uncle was right about that. All right, now that we got the meat browned up and the flour cooked off a little bit, it's time to make the gravy. Now, I want to add about a cup of milk, but I'm going to add it about a half a cup at a time. And what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to incorporate the milk with the flour. I don't want it to clump up. I want it to Now you can let this gravy brown up if you want to. No rules or regulations on how it looks. I just like mine white gravy with sausage. Now, for those of you who are not too familiar about how to do all this, go get you some sausage, a roll of sausage, brown it up, and they got a package of white gravy mix or pepper gravy mix, one of the two, and use that, and you'll come up with the same thing until you get used to what it looks like. Now, I'll tell you the truth, it wouldn't take much to make this a chicken a la king. You can use ground pork or ground burger, and add you some frozen peas and some garlic and some other spices in there to it. and serve it over toast. We're getting there. It's going to take exactly that cup and a half. All right, now I didn't add any salt because there's salt already in this sausage. But by all means, you add your salt in it to your likings, and you can add at this stage you can add black pepper into it, or you can add some more pepper flakes into it. I'm going to plate it up here in just a minute. I'm going to let this thicken up just a little bit. I usually close with this, but I think now is a good time for me to say it now. Invite a friend, family to your table, make a memory, and put a smile on their face. I can remember back during holidays with my wife's family or with my family, gathering around the table was something else, and wonderful time, good memories, and don't get me wrong, there have been times when a family member look at another family member, what are you looking at? And then an argument start out, and somebody be telling a story, no, that ain't right, then an argument start out, and a family member's niece or nephew or somebody do something wrong and they want to take care of that child, and when the mama sees it, no, you ain't going to take care of my child like that, and then, next thing you know, it's an argument started. Table is supposed to be where the family comes together and laughs and cut up and have a good time. Give you an example. My son was about I don't know, 7 years old maybe, and we had some fried pork chops and black-eyed peas and another kind of turnips, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, we was eating and having a good time. My wife's grandmother was in her late 70s at this time, and she was living with us, or we were living with her. I don't know which, but anyway, I picked up a black-eyed pea and I threw it at him. It bounced off of him. It hit the table, and he picked it back up and threw it at me. Next thing we know, we had a black-eyed pea fight at the table. Well, my wife's grandmother grew up in the Depression, and it didn't sit well with her at all. You just didn't waste food like that. No ma'am, no sir, no way, Jose. So, but anyway, my kids remember it. Remember having a good time around the table. Try to make a good time. They're people too. Find out how their day is going, how their day went, what's wrong in their little world. You know, you come home from job and threaten to quit, and the wife comes home, she ain't going back, and so and so and such and such and so and so, all that. We all just need to settle down and start loving one another and taking care of one another and looking out for one another. And I'm going to go ahead and just looks like I see it bubbling now. Kind of, you see a little burp when it starts burping a little bit. You know it's getting real close. I'm going to get my plate ready and scramble up an egg and then be right with you. Okay. I don't like my gravy real thick, and I don't like it real thin. But I'll show you this butter dip biscuit. You make 8 of them in a 8x8 glass Pyrex dish, whatever you want to call it. You pour butter down in the bottom of it, and you pour your biscuit mix in on top of that, and you bake it for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Right there. Now I like my kind of, I always call them country scrambled. You got a little bit of white along with the yellow showing. So, but give it a little zoom on that, let you kind of look at it. Get a zoom on that. Now you can slice up the tomato and put it on the side of that, and you can add some more black pepper, add some more cayenne pepper, or you can add some more pepper flakes, just whatever you want to do to it. Alright, I enjoy doing this for everybody, and I hope I can bring out another one of my southern cooks that I enjoy doing. Alright, peace to y'all. Keep the love going. See ya, bye.